Hey. So, I'm in Worcester, Ohio right now, and I'm almost done with my first semester of college. Yeah, so traveled from Thailand back home to Craryville, New York, and then now I'm here in Worcester, Ohio. And yeah, I mean, tonight I was just laying awake in bed. I woke up at like probably 4 a.m. It's like 6 right now. And I was just laying there and I started listening to some music, and brought me back to like earlier this summer during like some of my football training and during some of the work that I had going on during the summer. I like worked at this golf course. Some pretty interesting days there. And yeah, this music was just bringing me back to my state of mind at that point in time, and I was just really realizing that like even when times are like you feel like gnarly per se, or you feel like you're down or lacking, or like I don't know, you just feel like what's the freaking point? Looking back on those days, like having now like made it onto a college football team and in college, like during that gap year, like for most of the time, like I really didn't know what the hell I was about to do, like what the next step was, and I was getting pretty just honestly just kind of tired of just being just like at my mom's. And hey, like if that's where you're at in life right now, yo, that's totally chill, and I got no judgment. Just for me, like I was just really wanting, like I don't know, I was just getting pretty tired of it. And yeah, so yeah, it was just really making me reminisce. And even when those times get hard, it really is like a treat and a treasure to be able to look back at those times. I swear, like I've heard so many people say this, and it's very true, you know, like often like this summer it felt like a time where I was just I don't know, like grinding, and like I didn't know what was about to happen. Like I was just like going a little bit crazy, just spending a lot of time by myself and just like in the gym, and spent a lot of time out of the gym and just not really doing anything really except just sitting at home and like reading this book called Siddhartha and other stuff like that. I was super into Buddhism, and you know, like that's just like one small chapter of my life that I'm very grateful I had, and it's gone. And it felt like very gnarly and like kind of like worthless, I guess you could say. But what I'm trying to get at here is that those times, even though they're like gnarly, they are like so nice to look back at. And like there's moments that you can look back at that like didn't seem valuable at the time, but like are actually like precious and very amazing to look back at and have that ability to do. So yeah. And so the next part of what I was saying is that I'm laying in bed awake. For some reason I couldn't sleep, so I finished watching Pineapple Express, and just like I don't know, scrolled on Instagram for a second, and that's where I heard the song from the album that I've been listening to this summer, and it really brought me back. And then I was like, holy shit, man, like fucking Thailand, like that shit. I left a little over a year ago for Thailand. Doesn't feel like that. It feels like it was more recent for sure. And you know, I just miss it so much, yo. Like wearing this shit right now, I don't know, yo, just there's just something about that, you know, just being out there someplace random as hell. And Thailand, I just think is very special. something about it. And, you know, being up early, the moon is still up right there. It's reminding me of these early mornings. I wake up in Koh Tao, and I was fucking super jet lagged because I was just in Spain visiting my brother, and I only had like 10 more days in Thailand before I was gonna go home. And I would wake up around 4:30 because I had already got 7 or 8 hours and I felt fully rested, or I would intentionally wake up and I'd walk down the steps and go outside onto the street right outside the guest house I was staying at in Koh Tao. If you watch some of the previous videos, I think it's the finale, you'll see me in Koh Tao in that place. And anyways, I'd go into the street and I'd hop on my blue Honda Click, and then I'd whip out of there, go down the street for like 2 minutes, then take a right past the 7-Eleven up a hill, and then I would go and talk to this guy named P. Mitt, and I called him Mr. Tip for the longest time, but that wasn't even his name. He never said anything. And I would just go there, and it would be like 4:30 a.m. and he would just be chilling out, like standing on his like banister railing, just looking at the mountains and like the sky and the stars and the moon, which is called like Dao is the stars, and Lun, something like that is the moon. And yeah, I would just like talk to him, and he told me about his like kickboxing, and he told me about how like he had a family like up in the north, like near like Pai kind of, in like Chiang Mai, and how he was a monk for a year, and now he's in Koh Tao, and he'd like drive these tourists all around to different snorkeling locations. And yeah, so those were some just amazing mornings. It got kind of old because it was like, all right, this guy is like, I don't know, like 50 or something, and I'm just this 19-year-old kid who doesn't know like any Thai. He doesn't really know any English, and eventually we kind of ran out of stuff to talk about, and kind of just got like bored, I guess. So yeah, but luckily that was like 2 days before I had to leave. And before I left, I bought him many packs of tobacco because he was definitely very into rolling his own cigarettes every morning before he went to work, having a few. And I hid them throughout these little plants on his little property. And yeah, he was very fond of his plants, and he'd like show me them and tell me about them, tell me what different kinds they were and stuff. Yeah, so I just hid probably like 4 packs in 4 different plants, and I don't know if he ever found them. I really hope he did. He must have, because he watered them like every morning. Yeah, so this brings me back to Thailand for sure, and I really miss that shit, and I can't wait until I can go back. So yeah, here's an update from Travel with Curran. You know, we're in Worcester, Ohio. That's where we are in the world right now. And, you know, there's gonna be some more videos on this channel, and I hope you guys can look forward to that. You know, it's been a little difficult because it's strange when it's like, I don't really know like why I'm making a video, but I feel like I like need to or should, which is why like I've started a ton of videos while I've been here, and I just haven't continued them because like, one, I've like forgot that I was even making a video, and 2, it's kind of like, I don't know if this is really what I'm meant to be doing right now. I don't know, kind of felt forced. So this morning it was kind of undeniable. It just felt right. Thailand just being on my mind so heavily, and yeah, kind of smells like Thailand right now out here. Early morning Worcester. So yeah, and there's like this little Bell store There's a gas station, so that shit reminds me of the 7-Elevens. Just always pulling up to that shit, eating random stuff. So, yeah, thanks for taking a stroll with me down memory lane, and we'll see what's next, I guess. Alrighty, peace.
Once a day I rise